What up, peeps, YouTube family? How everybody doing? Back at you today. You know I was coming back this soon, did you? I just want to say everybody, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I said I was gonna start doing stuff more on the regular, and I am. We're gonna be reviewing some Dior Homme Intense today. What a beauty this is to have in my hand right here. But this is gonna be like a two-part review today. I'm gonna start it off with just um, five pair of shoes um, that men can get for under $300. I'm gonna do that first. We talked about shoes on my last review a few days ago, um, and we talked about some of these brands. I'm just gonna get into a little bit about it, and then we're gonna get into the cologne. Okay, now these are five brands that I recommend under $300. All of these shoes either are Goodyear welt, Blake stitched, and I got one in here that's a Bologna stitched shoe. Okay, so we're gonna start off by saying the first one is Taft. That's Taft. Taft. It's a good brand. I own Taft. Some of them are Blake stitched, some of them are Blake Rapid, and some they have that are Goodyear welt. But it is a solid brand, and you can probably get into the brand, get a pair of Taft shoes um, for 300 and under. They make wing tips. They make different kind of shoes. You got to go on their website and look, and it's this different stuff. It's different stuff, but it's a solid brand for the money. Number two, I talked about this particular brand a couple of days ago, Becca and Cinnamon. Very nice brand. Um, I was turned on to them, how I'm turning you on to it by some of the guys I follow on the internet. Turned me on to them, and I bought me some. Love them. They Columbia made. They only make so many of them. And there's a small waiting list, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is. Um, but they're worth it. And you can get into a pair of Beckett and Cinnamons for probably a little over $200. Sometimes on sale they're a little bit cheaper, but no more than 300. A nice brand that's worth the money for a nice men's shoe. Once again, browse their site, look at some of the stuff that they got. You'll be happy with it. The one thing about Beck and the Cinnamon, you're not gonna see them everywhere. Like I say, you might can check eBay and stuff like that, but they're not gonna have as many um, styles. So just go ahead and wait, buy some, get your little waiting period over with. You know, you get them, you're happy with them. You know, you're gonna like them. It's a great brand. Um, the third one I mentioned this too, Mirrorman, very good brand. Mirrorman makes most of their shoes are Goodyear welt. Some of them are hand welt. Um, Solid brand. They say that it's a break-in period with the shoe. Um, I can't speak on that yet because I own some, but I haven't worn them yet. So it might be true. That might not be true. It depends on your foot or whatever. And when I say break-in period, it's like you might need to wear the shoe a couple of times before it feels comfortable. But like I say, don't quote me on that. This is just the stuff that I read about it. I own some, but mine's are brand new, and I haven't fully worn. I wore them around the house, and I had no problem with them. But yeah, great brand. You get a lot for your money with Merriman. A lot. Cruise their website, look at some of the stuff they got. They just make beautiful shoes for the money. I mean, honestly, you can spend between 300 and maybe 600 or 500 for some Merriman's, but they all play like they more expensive than they look. All of them, even the ones I got. I got some um, monk straps, double monk strap. I think it's a museum brown, beautiful shoe. I think they were like 300, something like that. But they look like they $500 shoes because they got a Goodyear welt sole on them, nice leather sole, nothing's done cheaply, great um, full calf leather. You know, a lot of these shoes you're gonna get into, it's gonna boil down to the brand and how good the leather is, basically. Because if the leather is good, you're gonna pay a little bit more for a better grade of leather, which you should want. Because overall, that's gonna be a shoe that's gonna hold up um, longer over time for you. So remember that when you're buying shoes. Uh, Third, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Antonio Moritz. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Forgive me if I am. But they make a nice shoe. It's Italian. They're Blake stitched, if I'm not mistaken, or Blake Rapid, one of the two. I bought some burgundy wingtips. Uh, Beautiful shoe. Somebody told me you can find a brand like at DSW or something like that. I don't really buy my shoes from places like that. Not saying nothing is wrong with it, but I don't buy my shoes from places like that. I have my sources that I go through. Um, and they say that that brand sometimes is in there. That don't mean that the brand is bad. What you need to worry about when you're buying a shoe, what's bad is if they got a glue bottom on there, if the leather quality is horrible, these are the things that you need to be looking at when you buy shoes. A lot of these guys get hung up on, oh, well, this shoe is too discounted for me. Everybody's not in the, don't have the opportunity to go out and spend $500 for a pair of shoes. Let's just be honest. You know, everybody don't um have those means, or sometimes you got the means, but you just rather stick your money towards something um more important in your life. So it's never nothing wrong with getting what you want at a discount. Remember that. Don't let nobody fool you with that stuff. Listen, I have a lot of stuff, a lot of shoes, clothing, you know, I got all of this stuff, okay? And I get it as cheap as I can. Only time I spend, that X amount of dollars is if I can't resource it cheaper. Sometimes you can't. Some of this stuff is just like you're gonna pay for it, So, but I do my research first. I look all around and make sure I can't get it cheaper. Then when I can't, I have to make a determination if I want that bad enough. I'm gonna spend the money to get it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you're not gonna build a complete empire of a wardrobe off of buying everything for retail unless you're rich. I ain't rich, not yet. So until then, go get what I need. Look for the better deals, compare prices, and then you go buy. That's how you do things. Last one, we talked about this. Magnani. Magnani, to me, is one of my favorite brands of shoes. I've heard guys talk bad about them, talk down about them, say, the leather quality is not good, all of this different stuff. And I explained that in my last review. Magnani is a good brand. They're not a great brand. When I say great, they're not on the level with these brands who hand make the shoes, who use the top grain leather. Not that Magnani leather is bad, because it's not bad at all, but it's just you get what you pay for in a shoe. Magnani shoes are highly discounted. Look at that as like that's better for you. Don't look at it like, oh, it must not be a good shoe. I was in Neiman Marcus here where I live. Um, and at the time, this was about a year ago, and they had a few brands. They had Common Projects sitting in the front. They had some Alexander McQueen's. They had some Christian Louboutins, and they had Magnani sitting right in the front. Now, we all know selling, all of this stuff, it's about marketing, right? Neiman Marcus is one of the most legitimate, long-term, best, you know, luxury retailers of all times. That's been out here a long time. Do you think that Neiman Marcus would put Magnani in the front of their store, or you know how they do? They put the kind of okay stuff. You know, you got to look for it. But the highlighted brands, they keep them up front. That's a marketing technique to sell more. Magnani was sitting right there with Christian Louboutin, with Common Projects, Alexander McQueen. It's not no bad brand. I personally will tell you that I have at least 7, 8, maybe 9 pair of Magnanis, and I never had no trouble with none of them. None. They're Bologna stitched, so they can be resold. Like I say, the leather quality is good, but it ain't great, you know. But I never had no problems with them. See, I'm the kind of person, I'm only gonna come to you with what I know. Some of these guys, they come to you off of what they heard. I've heard some of them. Well, I heard about this, you know, I wouldn't mess with that. You can't tell somebody not to mess with something if you ain't never messed with it. You know, I ain't no way I can review something and tell you to go do something or not to do something if I haven't experienced that. And that's just make common sense to anybody, right? So every time I send a review to y'all and I do a review, it's because it's something that I have previous experience with. And I'm going to only review things that I know about. Y'all can reach out to me and say, hey, Chad, review this, review that. I had a guy reach out, and I haven't forgotten about you, brother. If you're listening, about some Parfums de Marley, Leighton. I get to that. I got some of that. I got the Leighton exclusive, but I have smelled the Leighton, so I can give you a small review and tell you what I think about that. Um, that's coming. Whoever you are, I remember you messaged me a while back, and I haven't forgotten about you. I will do that review. Um, but yeah, not to get off course. You can't go by that. You know, experience is the best teacher. It's the only teacher. Think about it. I can't tell you something I don't know about. And if I don't know something, guess what? I'm going to research it. I'm going to tell you, hey, I ain't sure about that. Hold on tight. Let me get back with you. I'm going to go do my due diligence, find out about this particular thing, and then I'm going to review it. That's the only way to do things. I look at it like this. This is my reputation on the line. When I tell you something that ain't right, that makes me look bad. You know? So I ain't gonna make myself look bad for nobody. So I'm gonna give you my 100% honest opinion and my truth. That's what I'm here to do. Give you my truth. So that's it for us, the shoes. We finna get to the cologne. Yeah. I made a comment yesterday on my last review about the Detroit players and the drug dealers. Listen, if you're listening to this, anybody from Detroit or know somebody from Detroit or whatever, listen, man, I ain't talking bad about y'all. I love y'all. Some of my best friends, man, some of my good friends that lives here in Missouri, you know, listen, Detroit and Missouri was almost, St. Louis was like the same place at one time. It was. Same stuff going on, same vibe, everything. Hey, I love all of y'all. For real. You know, all those guys in Detroit, they mirror us. Or we mirror them at some point. So don't take it personal. You know, it was just a little soliloquy that I threw in there. Love y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against you. Period. Love you. All right. Let that go. All right. Let's talk about this here. Christian Dior Home Intense. Okay. Do your research on this. I done brought y'all some good colognes. Now I'm gonna start bringing y'all the more higher end stuff, which this is like one of those that's getting up there. Okay. What I read about this, what people saying, the women, because the women is the one you trying to impress with it, right? This is a lady killer. That's what they call this. Man, listen. Listen, man. This is beautiful stuff, man. I've had this, I don't know, almost a year, but I don't wear it unless I'm going somewhere. When I go somewhere, I spray it on. I think last time I wore it was about a week ago. I went to an event, an anniversary party, and I wore it. Man, this right here, it's the bomb. This is the bomb, man. I mean, love it. Now the Dior Homme Original, I've smelled it, but I don't own it. And I'm telling you, they say that is super fire, super fire. And they get all into this reformulations and all of this kind of stuff. Let me explain something about that reformulation stuff. A lot of times, it don't mean nothing. It can. It depends on the brand. Like, okay, this is being reformulated, and this is probably a reformulated bottle, but I'm telling you, it lasts. This is a 10-hour or more cologne. This is a EDP Eau de Parfum. It lasts, man. I have never had a performance issue with this, and it smells so doggone good. Now, if you find that Dior Homme, get some. It's a similar smell to this, what I smelled. But man, that stuff is so good. But they got it marked up. You know, you can't buy it retail no more. You got to find it on eBay and stuff like that, and some of these little discounters if you find it. And if you do find it, they got the stuff marked up double the price. They want like $300 and $400 a bottle. This is like a 3.4. I think this is the only size to come in. It might come in a 1.7, but I only seen it in this size. So forgive me if I'm not speaking what I know, what I'm saying. But this is the size bottle I've seen it in most of the time. This is an excellent cologne. It ain't your everyday cologne though. You know, I wouldn't wear this to work every day, cause they ain't gonna be able to concentrate. They're gonna be like coming up on you and stuff, asking, "You want some lunch? What you want for lunch?" You know, ain't nothing wrong with that if you ain't married. But if you married, man, some of that, you don't want them. Some of them problems is bad problems. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, this right here, this gonna get them sniffing and whiffing on you. This is a very good cologne. I have a multitude of stuff, but I would tell you this: when I go out, I got about 5, maybe 7 ones that I grab for. This is one of them. I don't wear it that often because I got other stuff, but it is a killer. They say it's a lady killer. I might agree with that. I ain't no lady, but I'm just saying, when I wear it, I get compliments on it all the time. This is a good one. Very good one. Like I say, you might be able to find this on the discounters on the internet. I don't know if like Macy's and stuff got this. I'm not sure. You have to check about that. I bought mine online. Last I checked, Macy's had Dior on, but they had the EDT, which is a light version of this, which it smelled good. I smelled that too. But like I say, I pretty much go for the eau de parfums or the parfum version. Oh, and by the way, the Dior Homme, the original one, is all parfum. You see how dark the juice is? It's dark like this, but maybe a little bit darker. Um, so it might be a little bit more intense than this, even though this is the intense version, they say. But that one, the juice is darker. But I think you can't go wrong with either one. If you can't find that one, or you don't want to spend that X amount of dollars on that one, this one is gonna do you just fine. Like I say, you don't need a whole lot of sprays with this one. I probably give myself 4 sprays, both wrists, behind the neck. If my hair is up like this, hit myself behind the neck. If my hair is down, I probably won't do that. But if my hair is up in the bun, I hit it behind the neck. Man, you are good to go. This gonna last all day. It's just a beautiful smell. This is a beautiful smell. You're gonna love this one. Let me run down the notes real quick on this one. The top is Florentine Iris Absolute. The heart, it's like amber. It's like what is that? Ecuadorian amberette. I guess that's like an amber seed. And the base is Virginia cedar. What you're gonna get out of this mostly is iris. Iris and it's a powdery kind of a smell. This is a great unisex cologne. This ain't just for men. Women wear this too. So if you one of them real masculine dudes, or you don't want no kind of flowery smell or nothing, this might not be for you. But me, I'm metro guy. I can go up with the masculinity stuff, and I can kind of go down with it. That's just who I am. I wear a little bit of both. Um, so yeah, if you like, the really strong stuff, this might not be your cup of tea. But I'm gonna tell you, you gotta try it before you deny it. This is a fantastic cologne. I brought y'all some good colognes. I have. And now I'm starting to break out this, another level stuff. This is not niche, but it damn near can be. It's just that good. It's to me, it's one of Dior's best colognes. One of their best. Now you got stuff like Sauvage. It's way past that. It's way past them on these. This on another level compared to Sauvage. Go get some of this. Go online, find it. You can research it, do your reviews, all the stuff that you're doing. I'm telling you, this one is amazing. I love it, man. I really love it. I love it so much, I don't wear that much because and the stuff I really like, sometimes I wear a lot of it, but like I say with this, I'm only gonna wear this when I'm going somewhere. So I might only bump this 5 or 6 times a year because I'm wearing all kind of other stuff that I like to, that I'll get into with you guys. It's a nice world of fragrance out there for men. Women have everything. They have the shoes. We got shoes, but we don't got the amount of stuff that they got. When last time you been to a shoe store or a department store and you went in the men's section and he was like, dog, they got brown, blue, black. That's it. Women, they got everything. Wedged heels, stilettos, flats. You can't keep up with them with that shoe thing, you know. And I got a whole lot of shoes for a man, you know, a whole lot. But still, the styles that women have, it's just so many that, you know, men don't have them kind of options when it comes to shoes. But when it comes to this cologne, stuff like that, it's a lot of stuff for us out there. I got a buddy of mine, we've been friends, Peppers. What up, partner? If you listening to this, um, we've been friends for 40 years, man. Tell him my age now. I don't really care. I'm 53, by the way. Um, hey, this dude, he always call me or text me and say, "Hey, what about this? What about that?" I tell him, he go get it. You right, cause he know I know. You know, he knows that I know. So he come to me and I steer him down the right direction every time. You know, but when you've been at this stuff for a long time, you that's your experience. You gain that experience from all of these things that you know. You know, and my job is to not hold on to the things that I know, to share them with the people I don't know a lot of the times, or share them with other people I do know. Share the love, basically. Whatever you have, God meant for you to give it to somebody else. It's like passing a baton. You all win at the end. Just a little something to leave y'all with. Yeah, love y'all, man. I love doing these reviews. I love um, talking about this kind of stuff. I know that it is a niche for this. I know that I'm learning as I'm doing it, and I pray that you taking something from what I'm saying and applying it to your life or able to give it to somebody else. That's so important. We are all here to share what we know and to make each other feel better about what we're doing out here. That's all our obligations and job. Believe it or not, if you believe it or not, that is part of your obligation to make the next woman, the next man, the next child or whatever feel better, be better. That's all it is. Man, I appreciate y'all for coming out, listening to my channel. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of stuff that we're going to review. Give me a thumbs up, even share it with some other people. I appreciate y'all. That's on everything. Love you. Keep God first. You're going to hear me say that after every review, because without God, ain't nothing possible. It just ain't possible for nothing to happen. We are here because he united us in this place together. Love you. Peace. Have a good weekend. Everybody stay safe. Deuces.